Hello, hello, welcome. I consider this the Academy Awards for Secondary Education in Jefferson County. And it's the first day of spring, so I'm delighted to be part of this event to meet and honor 16 graduating seniors who are receiving the 18th Annual Vogt Achievement Scholarships. And I'm thrilled that you all are here. I liken this to the Kentucky Derby. You know, there's tens of thousands of thoroughbreds registered every year. And there are 6,400 seniors in Jefferson County Public Schools, and today you are meeting the stars, the 16 annual Vogt Scholars. So congratulations to all of our awardees, and I'm looking forward to you meeting them in just a moment. I want to acknowledge the Balare High School Quartet, directed by Eva Rouse, for the fine music in the lobby this morning. Thank you all for being with us today. And I'm happy to recognize Trees Louisville, our nonprofit organization that is sponsoring the growth of Louisville's tree canopy. Trees Louisville has planted over 1,400 landscape-size shade trees in 36 Jefferson County Public School campuses, and primarily in low canopy neighborhoods. So I want to recognize Cindy Sullivan. Where are you, Cindy? Hey, thank you. But the point of the introduction is that she has brought the centerpieces today for each of us to plant a tulip poplar tree, a seedling, hopefully today, or to give it to someone who will plant it, and there are planting instructions on the back of it. In addition to that, the larger trees behind me and around will go to each of the awardees to plant on their school campuses in their honor. Thank you, Cindy. You should also know that Trees Louisville is distributing 3,000 saplings to high school freshmen this week. So our honorees are seated at their school tables, accompanied by their principals or their counselors, so the young scholars can meet our business and community leaders that are with us today. So please engage your table mates, and maybe if you're smart, you'll ask them for a summer job. So we have an active agenda, so in honor of your time, please begin eating. I'm particularly grateful of so many businesses and civic leaders that are here today to honor our outstanding seniors. And support of education, I believe, is the most important thing business leaders can do with their time and resources. I'd like to recognize a few of them because of the particular important initiatives that they are involved in today. First, I want to introduce our mayor and recognize his active support of Jefferson County Public Schools. Greg Fischer is working closely with Dr. Hargens and is an enormously important asset. Mr. Mayor, would you please come and bring greetings to our Vogt Scholars? Mayor Fischer.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for coming out to really what is one of the most kind of optimistic and uplifting lunches of the year. When you hear the description of these 16 scholars, it makes you realize what underachievers most of us are in the room, and it just really gives you a great smile for the outlook of our city and our country, and we always need that. I want to thank Henry Heiser and his family, of course, long-time, multi-generational philanthropist and just all-in great citizens for the community here. Many of us knew Henry's mother and father as well that have paved the way for so many good things around education and the environment in our community. Let's give them a round of applause for sponsoring this great event today. And for our scholars, I know a lot of you guys are really programmed already. You got your college plans in front of you. I would just say, remember to explore life quite a bit when you're out and about within the confines of the law, of course. But have those experiences that stretch you. If you have a study abroad opportunity, definitely go for it. If you have an internship opportunity where you're going to learn something new and it's going to stretch you in another way, go for it. You're at a point in your life where the more you can expand your capacity, the more the rewards will be for you later in life. So congratulations on being Vogt Scholars here today. And I trust this is just going to be another step for you all as you're on your journey toward greatness. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Greg. Second, I want to recognize the leadership and the staff of the Community Foundation of Louisville. It not only holds the scholarships endowment funds, but also has been a wonderful partner in coordinating the difficult effort of selecting today's scholars. Susan Barry and your staff and current Community Foundation of Louisville board members, would you please stand so we can thank you? Thank you. And finally, I'd like to recognize together all the high school principals and counselors, because your leadership is so important in what happens in this community. Would you all please stand? Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. All right, don't be shy. Thank you. All right, now on to the celebration today. The genesis of the scholarships, as many of you know who have attended these luncheons before, my dad endowed the Vogt scholarships back in 1999, shortly before he passed away. He had discussions with the Community Foundation of Louisville and JCPS to set up a perpetual scholarship program to recognize and help very bright, well-balanced students who are also leaders and who give unselfishly in their community service. And these students compete with their mind, their body, and their heart. You are about to meet the best role model in each high school and learn what they want to do with their education and their lives. The competition is very hot to keep the Vogt scholars in this region. Today, 8 institutions have again very generously stepped up with the wonderful additional scholarship grants for you if you attend their school. So, in addition to the $10,000 Vogt scholarships, Bellarmine University, Center College, Hanover College, Morehead State University, Spalding University, University of Kentucky, University of Louisville, and Western Kentucky University are each granting significant scholarships and in some cases much more support, of course, if you decide to attend their school. The specific details of their offers has been sent to the Vogt scholars. So, I'm happy now to introduce the college representatives from these generous colleges and universities who are with us today. From Bellarmine University, I'd like you to meet Dr. Shan, Vice President of Enrollment Management and Dean of Continuing and Professional Studies, and Tim Sturgeon, Dean of Admissions. Thank you for being here. From Center College, Bob Nesbitt, Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid. From Hanover College, the President, Dr. Lake Lambert. Lake? From the University of Kentucky, Stephen Barnett, Associate Director of Admissions and Registrar. Stephen Barnett, right back here. From Spalding University, President Tori Murden McClure. Tori, over here. From the University of Louisville, Dr. Kimberly Kemp Leonard, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences in the back, and Jenny Sawyer, Executive Director of Admissions. Jenny, where are you? Jenny's over here. Thank you all for being here. I also want to recognize a great friend in this community, the president of the Jefferson Community and Technical College, Taya Handy. Taya, where are you? There he is in the back. I wanted you all to meet him because Taya is such an important asset in focusing on advanced manufacturing and information technology. So hope you get to know Taya. So thanks to all of our colleges and universities and the tremendous support that you bring to the Vogt Scholarship Program. And finally, I want to thank and recognize fellow board members of the Jefferson County Public Education Foundation who are with us today. So, and hold your applause, please. Would they please stand? Jim Allen, who's chair, Franklin Jelsma, Mike Brown, Al Cornish, Dr. Alex Gerasimides, Joe Hardesty, Aldwin Helton, Lynn Huter, Mitch Rue, Joe Seiler, Ken Selvaggi, Mark Shirkness, Carol Timmons, and Jeff Uligan. And also to recognize Sam Corbett, our Executive Director of the Foundation. This is a terrific team and doing great things to support JCPS. And finally, I want to recognize and thank Carmita Harwood, Tanya May, Terry Robinson, and Kristen Wingfield from the Community Relations Department at JCPS, who were a tremendous help in putting on this program for us. Thank you all. So now, please enjoy your lunch and your table fellowship. Superintendent Donna Hargens will begin the recognition program, part of the program, in just a moment. And I just want to say I have great respect for Donna Hargens and her great leadership. I think she's got the toughest job in Jefferson County with some over 100,000 student customers and also the taxpayers of Jefferson County. So Donna, you're a star, and thank you for your leadership.
This is the who's who of Louisville, Henry Heiser, so thank you for organizing such an amazing group of people to recognize our students. So I want to thank Henry Heiser and Mayor Fischer. Our community is so fortunate to have leaders who are not only passionate about and committed to public education, but who serve every day as powerful examples of that commitment. And it's a joy to see each one of you here. So many caring individuals, from our business and university leaders, our principals, counselors, teachers, and JCPS employees who continue every day to support our scholars and recognize their successes and contribute to partnerships like this one. But before I begin, I want to add my heartfelt gratitude to you, Henry. It's because of your family's generosity and your unwavering commitment to public education that this scholarship initiative is possible. When I first came to Louisville, there was a list of who you need to meet. And I can tell you, Henry Heiser was at the top of that list. And he happened to be in Europe that week, but I made sure the minute he got back that I got to meet him, and I'm forever grateful. So it's really, in fact, because of Henry and the Heiser family that more than $2.7 million has been awarded to 278 students, helping each one of them pursue their dream of a college education. What an impact. Among us this afternoon are 16 of those bright, talented, and hardworking JCPS seniors who are now preparing for their journey to college. These students are truly the measure of the success of JCPS. And they are, and you got to talk with them, so deserving of this scholarship. Each one of them represents the core values, not only of this award, but of JCPS and Vision 2020. The students today here are leaders, both in our schools and in this community. They are compassionate, respectful, and responsible. They're volunteers, mentors, and role models. And they strive every day to excel inside the classroom and out of it. At JCPS, through the work of our dedicated teachers and staff, we are developing a strong pipeline of students and strong citizens who contribute richly every day to the fabric of this community. And the 16 scholars that we're proud to recognize this afternoon are a shining example of this community and the efforts of a school system in partnership with the community. Students, congratulations to each one of you on your awards and your accomplishments. As your superintendent, I am so proud of what you have accomplished and what you accomplish every day in the classroom and how each of you represents us. And I know that your families and parents are proud. I want to thank each one of you for taking the time to be here and to be part of this very special recognition. So now, the real stars of the show. I'm happy to introduce the 2017 Vogt Scholars And I'd like to welcome another JCPS superstar, College Access Specialist, Dr. Pam Royster. Thank you.
Hello. The Vogt Educational and Leadership Scholarship was established to acknowledge the ultimate Jefferson County Public Schools seniors in the areas of academic achievement, civic engagement, and demonstrated leadership. To qualify, seniors must have at least a 2.5 GPA and a 25 on the ACT or equivalent. As you will hear, these scholars far exceed the minimum qualifications. It's my privilege to introduce the class of 2017 Vogt Educational and Leadership Scholars with a few highlights from their careers so far. RyAnn Schoenbaechler from Atherton High School. Watch out, RyAnn might just swim to your hearts, but her aquatic prowess as a competitive swimmer for more than 13 years isn't the only standout in her career. She also runs cross country, serves our community through work with the church group, being a volunteer with the libraries and with the Kentucky Refugee Ministries. Through her community service work, most significantly with the Me to We Club, RyAnn has not only learned about community needs, but has been motivated to act. She has participated and led several drives and collections at her school, and she has learned the lessons of organization, collaboration, and logistics through this service. Another formative experience was a junior year course focused on the Holocaust. Driven to not be a bystander, but rather a change agent, RyAnn developed a passion for social justice and strives to be an advocate for those without a voice in our community. Already taking action steps, RyAnn became a leader in Inspire Kentucky, a nonpartisan organization committed to increasing youth civic engagement through voter registration.
I would like to thank you all for coming out today. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. Next year, I will be attending the University of Kentucky, where I will study political science. After that, I plan to attend law school, where I will pursue a career of either law or politics.
Laina Meyerowitz, Balare High School. Laina credits her grandfather as a primary motivator and hero. He always told her that education would be her most valuable possession. Since she has not turned down an opportunity to learn and grow. She has dabbled in the visual arts, dancing, and swimming, but her real passion is exploring her Jewish identity and developing her leadership skills through the B'nai B'rith Youth Organization. So engaged, her delegation of about 400 peers elected Laina to be the regional president of the Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio region. Through this work, Laina learned an important lesson. Being an influencer is not about a title, rather one's character and integrity. She's also accomplished this while working a part-time job. Between her grandfather's influence and an AP English presentation on growth mindset, Laina is determined to never stop learning and growing. She possesses a keen interest in how people communicate, both verbally and non-verbally, and the impact that the words have on people's thoughts and beliefs. Laina?
Thank you all so much, not only for being here today, but also for being the incredible role models that students like us can look up to and strive to be like. Next year, I plan to study communications at either the University of Pennsylvania, George Washington University, the University of Maryland, or the University of Miami.
Matthew Sato, the Brown School. Described as quirky and brilliant by one of his teachers, Matthew's been a class officer for the past 2 years, captain of the swim team, president of CUNA, and the founder of Brown's Environmental Club. But Matthew notes that his work at Camp Piamingo is the most influential. Starting as a camper at age 6, his transition, though, from camper to counselor was not an easy one. His start with a cabin full of rowdy 7 to 9-year-olds taught him how to think fast, be resourceful, and keep his cool in even stressful situations, all while having a little bit of fun. But Matthew isn't just fun and games. He's a creative thinker as well. With a friend, he joined the Paradigm Challenge with the task of creating something that would decrease deaths due to house fires. They created a prototype of a fire extinguisher activated by the heat of the fire, earning a semifinalist award. Matthew notes that he enjoyed being able to use his knowledge and skills to solve a problem. Who knows? Maybe we have another Vogt Award winner in Matthew's future. Matthew?
I just want to thank all of you for coming out today. I do really appreciate it, and I am honored and grateful to be standing here in front of you today. Next year, I plan to either go to University of Kentucky or Oberlin, although I do still have a few applications up in the air, so we'll see how that goes. And I plan to study environmental science. Thank you.
Sylvia Ramsey, Butler High School. Ray of sunshine is how one of Sylvia's teachers described her. This eternal optimist has the daily goal of eliciting genuine smiles from those she meets. She almost always has Hershey Kisses with her to give out to anyone who looks like they just need a little pick-me-up. As vice president of her 4-H Diamondbacks Horse Club, this service project was designed to bring joy to the residents of the Heartsong Nursing Home through building and sharing Easter baskets. In addition to 4-H, Sylvia is vice president of the Key Club, participates in Beta Club and the National Honor Society, and is a competitive archer. But ever since she can remember, she has loved animals. She remembers being the first person in the 3rd grade to volunteer to hold a crawfish. She's been riding horses since she was 9 and has 2 horses of her own that she adores. When one of the horses fell and sustained a large gash in his leg, she was able to use the skills and knowledge from AP Biology to communicate intelligibly with the vet and help her horse have a quick recovery. I doubt you will be surprised by her career choice.
I will be attending Bellarmine University in the fall of 2017. I will be studying pre-veterinary medicine in hopes of one day becoming a large animal veterinarian specializing in equines. I have had the dream to become a vet since before I could walk. I am so thankful for this opportunity, and I cannot wait to start living my dream. Thank you.
Jasmine Scott, Central High School. Described as enthusiastic and naturally curious, Jasmine demonstrates her commitment to the community service by time she spends volunteering at the Healing Place and as an Everyone Reads mentor. Each summer, she participates in Passport, a service-oriented camp for Christian youth taking on multiple service projects across the country. She has helped on a Habitat for Humanity house in Macon, Georgia, and several different projects in Greensboro, North Carolina. Passport is one of Jasmine's favorite activities because it combines 2 of her favorite things, service and travel. Jasmine hopes to visit far-off places like Dubai, Nairobi, and Bangkok someday. Jasmine builds her advocacy skills at an internship at Stites and Harbison, empowering her to enact systematic changes to improve our community. Serving as a representative to the Superintendent's Student Advisory Council later inspired and empowered her to take on a project of her own. She had heard some of her peers were not interested in pursuing a traditional 4-year degree, but didn't know what their options were. So she researched, networked, advocated, and ultimately planned a job fair for her peers. Jasmine?
I enjoy learning about political science, culture, and governments. I dream of studying abroad, as she said. I'm definitely interested in social activism. Currently, I'm deciding between Vanderbilt, Barnard, and Center College. I want to thank all of those responsible for allowing me to be here today, and I'm extremely honored to be granted the Vogt Scholarship. Thank you.
Lydia Mason, DuPont Manual High School. Natural leader are easy words to describe Lydia, but she may debate the natural part. She notes that her participation in the Kentucky YMCA Youth Conference have contributed greatly to not just her understanding of government and politics, but also the development of her leadership skills and confidence. Lydia has a laser focus on equity. As president of Manual's Black Student Union, she works to improve her school culture via activism and volunteering. She advocates to not only end racial inequalities, but biases in religion, gender, and ability. Lydia is like an action hero. She has served as the chair of Mayor Give a Day and We Day Youth Board, founded the Kentucky chapter of Girl Up, created a mentoring program at Newburgh Boys and Girls Club, serves as a dance instructor at Down Syndrome of Louisville, spearheaded a campaign to get 300 students to pledge to never use the R word again, and so much more. She does this while working part-time as a tutor at Kumon. Her schedule, like Lydia, must be astonishing. It is no surprise that she accepted the Dr. Sam Robinson Community Excellence Award on behalf of her BSU chapter. Lydia?
Hello, thank you all for coming here today. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank all of the administrators and teachers that have impacted my life. Their drive and their passion for what they do is the reason that I'm so passionate about the things that I do today. In the future, I plan to attend either NYU or Vanderbilt on a full tuition scholarship, and I plan to double major in political science and economics on a pre-law track.
Evan Conder, Eastern High School. On a trip to the Cayman Islands to finish her scuba certification, Evan met a lionfish hunter. From him, she learned that lionfish are not just beautiful exotic animals, but rather invasive species destroying the Caribbean reef. She took the opportunity to help and learn from the hunter, drawing the parallel to the potential ecological destruction of humans. From that experience, she is committed to be a force for good, not destruction. Evan has taken her gifts in the areas of gymnastics, dance, and visual arts and are applying them to service work to help others. For many years, Evan has volunteered at St. Joseph's Home with both children and the elderly. She works with children with motor skills challenges using movement techniques she has mastered from learning all forms of dance. She visits with the elderly residents, trying to repay them for the years of service with her own. She has participated in the National Honor Society, the Spirit Club, Eagle Enrichment, and serves as yearbook editor, all with working a part-time job at the Cheddar Box.
So to all of those who have helped with the selection process and financial support, I'd just like to thank you so much for your time and commitment to young students like myself. I'm extremely grateful, and I will put your efforts to great use at the University of Kentucky, where I will pursue a career in medicine. Thank you.
Shantea Cowan, Fardale High School. Fierce. Shantea does not take no or even maybe as an answer. When waitlisted for the Mayor's Youth Give a Day, We Day Advisory Board, she took initiative and reached out to the director to demonstrate her interest, passion, and skills in the area of service, winning a spot on the board. As a member of the Mayor's Youth Advocate, she learned to use her voice and engage with the community. Her team presented a plan to help curb youth violence by creating after-school learning and engagement opportunities for youth between the prime crime hours of 3 and 6 p.m. As a part of the Louisville Girls Leadership Group, Shantea led a group to build awareness of the prevalence of sex trafficking, culminating in a presentation at JCPS Idea Festival. When creating community change, Shantea also makes strides academically. She is on track to successfully succeed and complete the Cambridge International Studies program and excels in the middle college opportunity at Jefferson Community and Technical College, earning 12 credits from that program alone. Shantea.
Thank thank you all so much for this honor. I'm beyond grateful to have this opportunity. With this prestigious award, I plan to attend Harvard University in the fall and major in political science and African American studies on the pre-law track. Thank you.
Mary Daniels, Iroquois High School. In her application, Mary noted a lesson learned that, quote, "The best way to realize my dream is to help someone else realize theirs." This life lesson comes from her countless acts of service. As an active member of the Interact Club, which is an affiliate of the Rotary Club of Louisville, Mary has helped design and implement service projects, including planting trees at Iroquois Park, which led to more work with the Olmsted Park Conservancy. Peers noticed her dedication to the club and elected her secretary her junior year. With the Housing Partners Incorporation, which provides homes and services to low-income families, she provides homework help to children whose parents don't speak English and can't help them. This project is dear to Mary's heart, as her family immigrated from Liberia when she was 2 years old. In Liberia, even a high school education is very expensive, so Mary will be the first in her family to graduate from high school and go to college. From an early age, her mother instilled a love for learning and the encouragement to seize opportunities. She has a variety of experiences, including volunteering the past 2 summers at St. Mary and Elizabeth Hospital and interning for Senator Rand Paul. Mary.
First, I would like to say thank you. I would like to say thank you to the Vogt Scholarship Committee for this amazing honor. I would also like to thank the leaders of Louisville for being here to celebrate this special day with us. I plan to attend Bellarmine University in the fall as a pre-law student with a political science major. Thank you.
Anna Nelson, Jeffersontown High School. Being the only girl in her engineering cohort has taught Anna the power of persistence. With help from her engineer dad, Anna not only stayed in the program after freshman year, but flourished. She began to see that her girly girlness as an asset as she approached challenges differently and used her artistic eye to help design solutions. She faces community service with a similar practical approach. She uses service opportunities to help her face her fears, develop her talents, and demonstrate love to others. Playing the organ at church is a perfect example. Through these acts of service, she faced her performance anxiety, improved her technique, and showered the congregation with musical love each Sunday. Anna used her service activity to also develop her leadership skills. Serving as a charm girl at her church summer camp, where she primarily was tasked with tracking the charms or badges of the younger students, she learned that leadership isn't about power, but rather the opposite, sometimes letting go of it. Anna?
I'd like to thank everyone here who made this possible. This is a great opportunity. I'd also like to thank my parents and teachers who have taught me that as long as I work hard, I can do great things with my life. I plan to attend EKU in the fall and to study business, specifically in finance, and to also minor in health and wellness. Thank you.
Cameron Fontes, Male High School. Lights, camera, action. These are words that Cameron hopes to be yelling out in the future, with dreams of a career in the film industry. He loves the idea of sharing stories and celebrating connections between people using the medium of motion pictures. With a penchant for older movies, music, and television shows, Cameron is definitely an old soul. This may be why he enjoys his volunteer job as a bingo caller at a local retirement home. Watching everyone's face light up when someone calls out, "Bingo," makes his day. In talking with the residents, he has developed an appreciation for each of their life stories and tried to make each resident feel valued. Cameron is a man of many talents. He performs stand-up comedy and sings with the Bulldog Beats, an a cappella group. He works tirelessly as a class officer, many times late into the evening, to help prepare for events like pep rallies and dances. Through his dedication, he has learned that leaders don't do things just for recognition, but rather to complete a job and to do it well. Those skills helped him be named one of 30 of the McConnell Center Young Leaders Academy. Cameron?
Thank you so much for this honor. This is really wonderful. Thank you, everyone, teachers and family who have helped me get to this point. I plan to attend Western Kentucky University in the fall and double major in film and French in order to tell stories that remind us of who we are as people and connect us and remind us of all the common bonds we share. Thank you very much.
Jonathan Frech, Pleasure Ridge Park. In the 5th grade, Jonathan developed a problem with his knees that prevented him from being able to straighten his legs and caused him considerable pain. Luckily, his family found an orthopedic surgeon who could correct the problem and become Jonathan's hero and role model. From that moment, he knew he wanted to pursue medicine to be able to help relieve other people's pain and suffering. Today, Jonathan is captain of the PRP's wrestling and soccer teams and excels in math and science. In addition, Jonathan participates in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Beta Club, NHS, the math team, and Quick Recall. As junior class president, he learned to overcome his fear of public speaking as well as organization and time management skills. His work with the Higher Power Group has taught him the importance of a job well done and fellowship of others. He does this all while working a part-time job at Papa John's Pizza.
I'd like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and I'd like to also thank all my teachers and my principal and my counselors and my parents for propelling me forward to this point. I plan on attending U of L's JB Speed School of Engineering and Chemical Engineering. Thank you. And then using that to propel me forward into medical school. Thank you.
Julia Easley, Seneca High School. For the past 3 years, Julia has served as the Seneca community as class president. Through this experience, Julia has learned that trying to please 300 plus diverse students is not just impractical, but many times impossible. But by genuinely listening and valuing people's opinions, you can at least earn their trust and respect. Diversity is important to Julia. After 8th grade, she decided to leave the shelter of her small private school to attend Seneca. She wanted to be exposed and immersed into different cultures and religions and ideas. Taking this step has taught her the power of breaking out of your comfort zone. Another experience that has shaped Julia's future goals is her participation and leadership in Louisville Girls Leadership. There, she met important mentors and role models, honed her leadership skills, and through community service, learned more about herself. She continued this engagement after the program as part of the steering committee and is now the co-chair. Julia?
Thank you. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I'd like to thank you all for coming out here today, as well as I'd like to thank my parents and my family, as well as the support system I've had at Seneca. Next year, I am deciding between attending Center College or Transylvania University, and I plan to pursue a career in law. Thank you again.
James Painter, Southern High School. A smiling child, that's the end goal of the volunteer work to which James is committed. Whether it's a school-sponsored trick-or-treat event or homecoming float traveling through the neighborhood, or assisting with the free youth admission days at the Muhammad Ali Center, those smiles are his reward. In addition to volunteering, James has served as class officer for the past 2 years. His principal remarks that James is a positive social influence at Southern and that students are naturally drawn to him. James wants to help mankind advance, but not at the cost of the environment. His teachers note his natural curiosity demonstrated by his interest in reading science journals, for fun. But James is not a bookworm. He enjoys playing sports, including soccer, cross country, and tennis. James looks forward to his time at college where he can perform research and start unraveling the mysteries of science. James?
Hello. I'm excited to be attending Bellarmine University this fall while studying biology with the intent of joining the research community or going into the environmental studies program to help with the acidification of the ocean. I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity, and I will not be putting it to waste. Thank you.
Kelsey Gatton, Valley High School. In her application, Kelsey closes one essay by saying, "By all means, I will succeed." If you talk to her for 5 minutes, you will have no doubts. She credits the medical program at Valley as being an undeniable influence on her career choice. The classroom, clinical, and community service experiences clinched her passion for helping others. As an active member of Valley's HOSA for Future Health Professionals chapter, she has performed countless hours of service on health awareness and education campaigns. Kelsey loves talking with people to get a better understanding of their challenges and needs. Kelsey was selected to join and lead the recruitment team at Valley because of her success in the medical program and active social and extracurricular experiences, including student council, cheerleading, softball, the PTSO, Beta Club, and Students Against Destructive Decisions. She does all this while working 3 jobs to help her family and to try to save for college. No wonder her AP English teacher says her time management skills are impeccable. Kelsey?
I would not only like to thank you for this honor and for taking time out of your day to celebrate it with us, but I would also like to thank my late grandmother for assisting me in reaching this point. I will attend UK this fall, and I will major in human health sciences. I plan to become a pharmacist or a physician assistant, but then again, who really knows? So I'll let you know when I do. Thank you once again for being here. This means more than you can possibly know.
Eric Ethan Taylor, Wagener High School. Elected class president his junior year after only 2 months at Wagener, Ethan credits his personality and interpersonal skills for that accomplishment. As class president, he was forced to get out of his comfort zone, but grew immensely. Public speaking was not his forte, but by addressing the class on several occasions, his fears dissipated. These skills helped him as captain of the basketball team. Throughout high school, Ethan has a variety of extracurricular activities, including the Chemistry Club, the RyAnn Service Club, the Youth and Adult Voices in Action Summit, NHS, and Beta, to name a few. Ethan, however, is most proud of his work with educational justice activists who match high-flyer high school students to struggling middle school students who would not have help otherwise. This long-term mentoring and tutoring program supports both students through academic assistance and bonding. Ethan values the personal involvement and notes its role in rekindling his love for helping others. Ethan?
Thank you very much. I'm extremely grateful for this honor, and I really appreciate your all's commitment to education. Next year, I will either be attending Northwestern University or Vanderbilt University, and I plan to major in economics and environmental studies. Thank you.
Wasn't that impressive? Let's do one more hand for all of our Vogt scholars. Congratulations. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Mayor Fischer, for being here. So appreciate you being here to support this effort, and I know it means a lot to them too. Have a great day. We are adjourned, and I hope you can stay around and mix with all this talent. Thank you.